So let's just find, let's find just the deepest center we can. In this moment, we're going to set our intention. And what's our intention? Our intention is no less than to play a larger game. Our intention is to step out of the narrow, myopic win-lose metrics that drives what's currently the source code of society, and to begin to become not merely a Homo sapien, but the fulfillment of Homo sapien in Homo amor. What we understand is that at this moment in history, we stand literally poised between a potential utopia, a potential paradise, a potential heaven on earth, in which every human being gives their unique gift, in which we all feel each other, in which we actually begin to realize the true nature of the intimate universe. One mystic writing in the 13th century, 12th, 13th century, Abulafia, right, wrote that the nature of the new human and the new humanity, because everyone always understood that in order for us to actually move forward and evolve, we're going to eventually face a place where the limitations of our egos will explode us. They couldn't imagine in 12th century, 13th century, the exponential tech, which creates the exponential risk we have today. They couldn't imagine the interconnected systems we have today, born of technology, but actually not governed by an interior sense of evolutionary love. But they knew well that we're actually moving in a direction which the unbridled egoic structure will actually destroy us. And so they were painting even then visions of the new human and the new humanity. And so Abulafia writes that the defining characteristic of the new human and the new humanity is when you can meet anyone in the world and instantly become best friends. Get how beautiful that is? Wherever in the world, in an instant conversation can become deeply intimate and close with anyone else in the world, where we actually understand that that which unites us is so much greater than that which divides us. And the separations of culture and the separations of nationality and the separations of language are all actually surface features. But in the depth structure of our being, right, we live in interbeingness with each other as human beings. And then human beings, we can then even extend beyond that. Human beings live in interbeingness with all of reality itself, right? With every plant and with every animal, right? And then with all of the world that seems to be inanimate. But let's start with human beings. We can actually become friends. We can actually love each other. We can actually stand for each other's unique gift. So at this moment, as we begin this church, 165, this church, which is a revolutionary church, right? It's a revolutionary church rooted in evolutionary and revolutionary love, right? It's rooted in a deep understanding that we're actually called to, in this moment of time, evolve the source code. We're called to tell a new story, but not a fanciful new story. As Christina Amelon beautifully recapitulated from last week, it's not a fanciful conjecture. It's not a New Age declaration. It's not a fundamentalist assertion. We're actually called to the Da Vinci moment. Da Vinci, who stood in Florence, right, at the dawn of the Renaissance. We're called to bring together the best of the interior sciences. It's a word that we created here at church. It's part of our church language, right? It's a church, it's a synagogue, it's a mosque, right? It's beyond everything. It's a secular humanist center, right? We're called to bring together deeply the best of the interior sciences, the best of the exterior sciences, the best of the humanities, the best of physics, the best of sociology, the best of all the great traditions, and weave it together seamlessly and tell a new story that we can say in 10 sentences. And the story is really simple. The story is, wow, reality is not a fact. Reality is a story. That's the new realization of the sciences in the last 100 years. And a story has a plot line. It's going somewhere. So it's not an ordinary story. It has a plot line. It's a love story. But it's not an ordinary love story. It's not a Harlequin romance, with due respect and love for Harlequin. It's not just ordinary love between human beings who are using love as a strategy of the ego. It's an outrageous love story. It's an evolutionary love story. It's the realization that love is not mere human sentiment. Love is actually the heart of existence itself. It's the love that moves the sun and other stars. It's the love that animates quarks as they come together in holy triads, right, to create the bases of protons and neutrons, which come together to create atoms, which are allured to each other to create complex molecules. This allurement, this coming together, this precise dance between allurement and autonomy that creates reality. What's our intention in church? I want to go with you to the chat box. Can you meet me in the chat box for a second, friends? Let's actually find the yes of the Big Bang. So are you ready? Are you ready, everyone? Are we ready to play a larger game? That's the question. Are we ready to step out of our narrow, contracted egos, out of the contrivances of our lives, out of our victim stories, out of our contractions, out of our myopic worldviews? Are we ready to play a larger game, right? Are we ready to participate, right, in the evolution of love, right? We are ready. We are the love story. And it's the love that flows in this one church, many paths, one mountain. One church, many paths, one mountain. It's the love that flows between us in the chat box. The center of church is always the chat box. Right? As you feel the love emerging in you, and as you call it forth from within yourself, pour it into the chat box so we can feel and we can find each other around the world, and we can actually create a model for reality in this moment in time of what a unique self-symphony actually is. We are a unique self-symphony, and everyone is the center of this church, right? We believe and we understand in science today that there are multiple centers. Your heart beating in this moment is part of the one love, the one heart, and your heart beating and pulsing allows my heart to beat and pulse. And then we begin to pulse and beat together. When two people actually are in the same environment and they're interacting, their hearts begin to entrain with each other when there's genuine love between them as a physiological phenomenon. So let's entrain our hearts. Can we entrain our hearts? Let's play this larger game. Yes, 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 right? This is the revolution, right? This is the hub. Right? This is the place where we reach deep inside of ourselves and we rip our heart open every week, right? In mad love. You know, Rumi, the poet, talked about mad love. What he meant by mad love is exactly what we're talking about here. Not ordinary love, right? Outrageous love. When I can literally see with God's eyes. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to the revolution, right? Let's do this. Let's step out. Let's open up, right? All the way. We're going to go literally. Let's go the whole way in this lifetime, for the sake of the whole.